Hello, it's time for another review, and this review I'm going to start with this. Now, this is an interesting little item. It's from the Finding Dory film, and it's hang on, Hatch and Heroes. Hatch and Heroes. So un is and Hatch and Heroes. Not sure that works, to be honest with you. It might be a bit of a translation error. And this is Hank, the octopus or squid from the film. It's a neat enough little thing. It's supposed to be some sort of egg, although doesn't look like it as soon as you turn it around. But it was a neat enough thing. I found this in Pound World for £1. They didn't last long, so if you find them in there, grab them while you can. And the transformation is very simple. You open these up, which you don't technically have to do. You can just force it, but you open these up, hold this down, close these back up. Yeah, close these back up. It does sort of push out a bit now. Then just fold these bits down. The main reason I bought this one is because he's got this fantastic, I've had way too much of your your trouble. He's had too much, he's not in the right mood. And I get that attitude quite a lot. And he's a neat enough little thing. I mean, I suppose squids and that have got a big back to them, I guess, and suction cups on the bottom. And that's not what we're here for the review of. On the floor. We're here for these two. I managed to find these in my local Asda yesterday. I also found Top Spin, which basically I only had the money on me to get both because these were $18.97 each. So I dropped like 40 quid on figures last night. It was like, ouch, my wallet. They're getting more expensive. Is it just me? Or I mean, I know the Premier Edition guys were like silly prices, but these are catching up. I looked at Top Spin, I thought, maybe I might grab him tomorrow because I might pop out in the morning. They also had the repaints of Skull Smasher and Hardhead, but frankly, who cares? Oh yeah, but they're these great characters and it looks like the G2 pretended to... I don't care. They're not proper characters, they're just straight repaints, they're just in the bin. Not interested. Anywho, let's do Perceptor first. Okay, and this is Perceptor. He's a little microscope with a gun hiding on the back. Take that for a second. It's a long gun. It's supposed to be some sort of sniper rifle with a little prop so you can press it on things. But you can't really hold it two-handed. It's just designed a certain way. If you hold it two-handed, he's basically just pointing at the floor. It doesn't quite work. And you can also sit a Titan Master in there if you must. To one side. And yeah, he's a little microscope. And you can put things in there and you can do it. And apparently you can transform the Titan Master. Where's he gone? Where did I put him? Ah, there he is. Apparently you can transform him and his name is... Convex, apparently. I don't care what he's called. He is the most bland of bland, no paint, no one cares kind of guy with red legs for no good reason. There's a little bit of detail on there, but there's very, very little, and frankly nobody cared when they were making this guy. They came to conclusions like, no one cares about these guys, and this is what happens. I kind of like the effort. Certain figures have got a bit of effort, and I like that. So I just transform him. And he looks like that, which is... I'd say probably more comics Perceptor than the G1 cartoon, but at least he looks like Perceptor. So, yeah, there's that. Apparently you can fit this in here. It's supposed to like peg in a certain way or something so he can examine his own head and... Why? Just why? One neat little thing is if you actually turn this dial, watch the little blue piece here, it actually extends. That's pretty cool. Apparently you can magnify things through it, but I've not managed to get it to work. And this is on a swivel, so you can tilt it and all the rest of it, and you can do whatever it is you want to do. And it's a microscope, and just as with the original Perceptor, no one really cares about a microscope. I got him because I've not got any other Perceptor, and it's Perceptor, man, come on. Now he has got sneaky third mode, which was released in pictures before the figure came out, but the instructions don't have it because it's supposed to be some kind of conspiracy. And what are clearly the legs, tab into these pieces here using that tab. What you'll do is just turn these legs, basically bend the knee. Come on, don't fight me now. Bend the knee the other way, so instead of being this way, it is now that way. And you can tilt it a little bit, and then this big tab goes in there. Then that goes in there. So it's supposed to be like this. Now what else you can do, because I've seen some people have this out in this mode, but Perceptor didn't as far as I'm aware. You can fold these out and drop the toe down just to fill in that gap. Now he's got extendable treads like the G1 figure had, which I kind of had, but it wasn't complete and it was the black version for some reason. Yeah. I didn't even know it was Perceptor till I was a lot older. I'll be honest with you, I just didn't know it was just some weird looking thing that should have been a tank but wasn't. So I'm folding this around as the same as before, I'm pegging it into place, flipping out the treads, pushing it into place, drop the toe down so it fills it all in. And then this is where it gets a bit weird because there's no clear instructions on how to do this. I'm just going to fold that little silver plate in. And then basically all of this, including the crotch plate, sort of, well, the top of the crotch plate, sort of hinge and go all over the place. And then you fold this bit up. It stops about there. And you're supposed to... This is basically open to interpretation, but I just sort of swivel this round and drop it on there. So that's like a prop for it. You end up with this. And you can... I like to put the gun on top there, but this little ridge catches on the thing and it doesn't work so well. Doesn't work that well. But there are ports here and on the other side, so we'll just sling it in this side for now. So it's out of the way, but it's still there. You can do it. There you go, he's got a gun. Now this thing, I don't know what this is supposed to be. Is it supposed to stay like that? Is it what? Because you can kind of peg convex into this in certain places, but then is he going to stand all the way back here to fire the gun? Doesn't make sense. There is like a little groove and a peg there, which kind of looks like this should go into the groove and the little peg should go between them, but it just does not hold at all. It does not work. And then there's no place to peg him, so there you go, he's driving it. If someone's worked this out and they know the fiendish master plan or something, let me know, but this is just sort of like, there he's on it, he's driving, woo! It's a bonus mode, nobody really cares. So we close all this back up, sorry, put this bit down first. Close all this back up. Close it, push, 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 take that off. Come here, you. Untab from the legs, straighten, bring down at the hip. Lift the toe out, shove this back under. It does take some doing, it's quite stiff. It's because it sort of wedges itself in the top here, it gets quite tight, you know. So untab, straighten, bring it down, bring the toe out of the way, through, get this just out of the way for now. I need to bring this camera up a bit, probably. It's not always back heavy, this is, bear with it, bear with it. Right. So now what you do is you pull these out and bring these up a bit. Can you guess what these are? If you've ever seen the G1 cartoon or the figure or, you know, Perceptor in general. Yeah, pretty much. Slide this all the way down and in. And you just bring these down, flip out the hands and bring them till they click in. There. Bring it out. Bring it until it clicks in. That. Straight down. And then on the slider you bring this over. This is incredibly tight. This is what hardhead should have been like. And you know, they bring it straight down to the back, or you can bring it up, turn it around, and drop it onto the shoulder. But that gets in the way of you putting the head on. Stop it. Stop it. Let's transform convex again. Yay, convex. Useless. Shove the head in. There we go. And we'll drop that down. Hey, look, it's G1 Perceptor. Yay! And he looks like G1 Perceptor. He just looks quite good. I forgot to point out there are a couple of pegs you can stand the guy on for reasons. But it looks quite good. There's no real kibble. There's wheels here and there's wheels in these pieces which only line up in the tank mode, so whatever. The tank mode's very lackluster. I say tank mode. And you can give him the gun. Jip, 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 in the hand. And you go, I'm going to prop this on something. I'm going to shoot you with this incredibly long sniper rifle. Because apparently in some of the comics he turned into a sniper for some reason to possibly avenge someone who died. I'm not really up on it, I'll be honest. But he looks like Perceptor. He looks quite good. He's got a homage to the G1 figure. I can't really fault it. It's good enough. It's just Perceptor's never like, okay, you've got no Transformer figures. What is the very first Transformer you want to have a figure of? Perceptor. No, it's going to be Optimus Prime. It's, someone. He's never going to be the first one you ask for. But he does a good job, and I'm glad I've got a Perceptor. So, go over there, pat yourself on the back, be glad that you exist. Okay. No size comparisons, because the only thing I could possibly compare it to, because I haven't got the G1, is what? Revenge of the Fallen, is it Scalpel, the little magnifying glass? But why? Should be a comparison of something people might actually have. So here we've got Cup. I got Cup. It's Cup. Look, it's Cup. Yay! I don't mind Cup. I'm getting more like Cup as I get older. Yeah, miserable so and so who doesn't really want to be around and just wants to talk about things he did in the past because he's got no life. But yeah, it's Cup, and he's got space for his two guns in the back, which really, really remind me of a figure that I'll show you in a bit. But then he can get his little space Japanese delivery lorry thing. You know, in Japan when they got those tiny little vans where they just cut the back out of them so they can go do short deliveries. That's what he reminds me of, but like a really sort of weird coloured one, sort of like a weird teal and then turquoise. It's like, why? And then just grey, just to go. He is old, by the way. I don't know why. He's got a bit of a grill and some lights, so that's a thing. And in there is his pilot, Headmaster, Titan Master guy, Flintlock, because it's an old type of. Do you get the gag now? And he is the most bland of blandness. I know I said that Convex was bland, but this is just so insanely bland. There's no detail. There's no, like, even the chest plate is basically just the most defunct chest plate of all time. The head, I'm pretty sure, has been used at least twice before. There's just no style to him at all. He is so bland. There's nothing to him. So that's my review of him. He is a waste of time as an individual figure. But also, to get him in here, you've basically got to do it while you're still transforming the cockpit, sort of driver's section, because trying to get him to fit in otherwise is just a nightmare. But, you get Cup and he's there, and he's got a massive empty cockpit and visible hand syndrome. But he's not bad. He does what you need him to. He is Cup. Again, of all the figures you wanted. I'm frowning horribly behind the camera. I know you can't see. And you don't want to because I'm hideous. Oh yeah, he's also got, just for the fun, peg. So you can fit like 3 Titan Masters on the back of this. So they can all go like a... You know, in films when Americans climb onto the back of a flatbed lorry, or like flatbed truck kind of thing, they all get some beers and they go around with guns shooting in the air. You can do that with Cup. Is that an image you want kids to be thinking of? Maybe I'm just bizarre. So you drop the tailgate. I know what a tailgate is. I've seen American films. You drop that, and then you untab the whole side piece from slot there. With tab, and where's the other one? Tab. Those two. Which look like they're wearing quite badly there, actually. See the white in there? That's a bit worrying. Didn't realise that. See if the other side's as bad. No, not as bad, but still kind of bad. Okay, so you get this, and you sort of separate them. Yay! And you got this whole assembly here, just rotates, it's fine. And now it's looking like a mess, so we'll transform it. You bring this straight down, and it clips into place. Bring this out a little bit, just to make a bit of easy fees off. Fold it again, and it will find somewhere to clip into place. It's a little bit awkward to get it lined up. It's in. That drops down, stays into place, and then you flip out the toe and bring this in, and it clips in. And that's a leg. So all this mess became that leg. Quite cool, fair play, let's go for it. So clip, up, rotate, clip, toe, shin, bring the back down and into place. Hey look, legs! Yay! Rotate that round, and yeah. You separate these pieces that tab into the back there, yay! Right there, exposing neck port. Fold open the canopy, shove this in, and then double hinge this down onto itself like this, and down, then close the canopy. Is it down all the way? Yeah, now it is. And yeah, basically just the arms, that little peg there goes into the hole for the wrist swivel, which is not there. And it can be a little bit awkward to untab and tab, to be fair. Just line it up is a bit of a nightmare. It's out. Straighten that and bring it down. And it's cup! Yay! Apart from, where's he gone? Flintlock! Woo! So we'll transform him into a head! And as much as it's recognisably cup, I do think it's too boxy. I think it should be more rounded, but